Hello, now how are you? Oh, well, I hope. It's good. It's good. Now then, now then, what should we draw today? Well, we did say we were going to draw some more witches, so I think we should draw some more witches. Now, I don't know what kind of witches we want to draw today, though. We're going to start over here. It's going to be a group of witches anyway, and we're going to do them so they're actually looking straight at us. Because I tend to draw quite a lot of things in profile. Now, primarily because it's easier, or I find it easier. But that's not always what you want when you're doing an illustration. So you have to sometimes, I know, sometimes work outside your comfort zone, which is a good thing. I mean, it's good to, that's how we get better, by doing things we can't do very well. And eventually, we can do them. Practice, like anything, whether it's music or art, practice drawing the same thing. It will help, and it doesn't hurt. Not really. Right then, now there's the hat of this particular witch, and this one is going to be rather large, so we're going to give her a nice round nose, a wide nose, and of course she has to have a wart or two, doesn't she? We can't have a witch without a wart or two. I mean, to witches, I mean, a wart, in actual fact, is a beauty spot. So, I mean, you know. There we are. Now then, what we're going to do here, I think, I don't know. Should we give, let's give her a nice, because this is going to be a happy drawing. We don't really want anything too negative at the moment, do we, chaps? Now, see her head. Now, it's going to come around like this. And we're not going to actually really give her much of a neck, I don't think. So we're going to bring the top of her body out from about here, like so. And that's going to be her little shawl. Keep her shoulders warm when she's whizzing around on her broom, which they quite like doing, these witches. They like their brooms. Now, if you start the rest of the body slightly in on the shawl here, that's where you can put her arm. You see? Like so. That's going to go back to there. Like so. Now, she's going to be holding a broom. So you've got to have a think about where you're going to position the fingers, which would be roughly something like that there, I think. What do you think? How to do it, wasn't it, don't you think? If we could bring the brew down here. And to there. Now, that reminds me, talking about beauty spots, of a story Merlin told me of a chap that he knew. I think he was probably another wizard. And I can't remember what Merlin said his name was. And he had a problem. He woke up one morning and on his forehead, sprouting, was some grass. Yep, green grass. Now then, Merlin said, well, I don't know. Have you done any spells involving grass that could have gone wrong? And the chap said, no. The old wizard said, no, I haven't done anything. And Merlin said, well, try putting this potion on. And if you don't notice any difference, come back and see me. And we'll see where we can go from there. Anyway, so off went the chap. And a couple of days later, he came back. And his entire forehead now was covered in a nice carpet of lush green grass. And he took off his hat, and this grass had gone all over the top of his head and was starting to go down his back. Now, as you can imagine, he was a bit worried, as you would be. And Merlin said, well, I don't know. I've seen many things in my time, he said, but I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. And his friend said, well, that's all very well, but what am I going to do? So Merlin said, well, we'll try upping the doses of your potion. So what I want you to do, I want you to put twice as much on overnight and come back and see me tomorrow. And hopefully that would do the trick. Now then, this chap said, well, I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a whirl. He said, I'll try it, see what happens. So anyway, off he trots. And he comes back the next day. And Merlin said, oh goodness, well that didn't work, did it? And the chap said, no, it certainly didn't. And this chap now had some daisies were growing in amongst the grass. And there was a trickle of water coming from under his hat down across his face. And Merlin said, you're not crying. And he said, no, it's not coming from my eyes, look. And he took off his hat. And, God, well, what do you think? He actually had a waterfall coming down over his forehead. Now then, Merlin said, well, I don't know. He said, I don't know. And Genghis, who was Merlin's vulture, was there, sat on his perch as he does. And he suddenly went, it's a beauty spot. And there you are. That's how the chap went to see Merlin and got his first beauty spot. Well, I don't know. I said to Merlin, is that a joke? And he said, I don't think so. Very nearly. I think it was meant to be, but I don't know. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't a joke. Well, I didn't laugh. Did you laugh? I don't know. Perhaps it's the way I told it. Probably is. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not a comedian. Well, some people might say that I am, but anyway, back to this witch. There you are, you see. And she's coming along nicely, isn't she? Now, I was talking to Merlin last night over a glass of gin and tonic, and he was telling me that, you know, we're having trouble with the bog whoppets. Well, they've all gone. Up sticks and left. By your leave, they've just gone. So hopefully that'll be the last we see of them. I got my doubts, actually, because I think once they get settled again, they'll be back up to no good, as they always are. Now there's that witch done. Now the thing is, we're going to put a cat in down here, because before we do any more, because otherwise we might not have room for it in a bit. Now I'm going to draw this cat a slightly different way than I normally draw a cat, because this is a slightly different drawing, and we're going for that more sort of cartoony type look with these creatures. So what we're going to do, we're going to give his little snout area like that sort of, maybe put just a little bit of shading under his nose, and a few lines there, and we're going to give him some eyes, some boggly eyes. Now I tend to do these different sizes, I don't know why, but I do. We just put, actually we put a dot in up there, and another one up there. You see what that does? That immediately gives the impression that yon cat is now looking up. I'll give him one of his ears here, like so. That's looking quite good, isn't it? I think so. So that's one in. Now we're going to put the other ear up over here. Now you've got a certain amount of poetic license with these sorts of drawings, because it's supposed to make people smile. I'm not sure you'll ever get a full blood laugh, but you never know. I think it's more of a chuckle, maybe the best you can hope for. Now we're going to bring the rest of his head down like so, because this one we're going to draw the body straight round down like so. You see that? So he's almost like a plum, because he's quite a fat chap. And then we'll just add a few markings in around the sides, because most of these witches' cats are actually black. Now what we're going to do, we're going to make that round there like that. So that looks like that's his back leg sticking out there. And again, give it some markings, like so. Now here we're just going to draw the paws. So we're not going to draw his front legs in this one at all. So, and we just put that other, just a hint of the other back foot there. And we just put some lines up at the front here for his little feet. And that's about it. You see, you could add a bit more. You could play around with these to your heart's content. And then if you put the tail up, like so, again, put some markers on the, there you go. How about that? That's about it, and I think, yeah, that'll do. Now we're going to bring this around like so.